Quiet, isn't it? It should be, for this is the peaceful little village of Foggy Bog, Wisconsin, where the even tenor of life is uninterrupted by the noise and clamor of the workaday world, where calm and serenity reign unchallenged in the cool vastness of the deep forest glades oh, never mind.
They're gaining, Fillmore. Can't you go any faster?
Yeah, I can, but this truck keeps holding me back.
Then it's time to turn to subterfuge.
Subterfuge? It's not on the map, Professor.
Of course not, my bird brain buddy. It's just a state of mind.
Well, let's not cross any state lines, Professor. That's real trouble. That's a federal offense.
Pull onto that side road, Fillmore.
Left, right?
Right, left.
And the strange conveyance pulled to a stop before a neat little home by the side of the stream.
I wonder who resides in this quaint Quonset.
There's his name on the box.
What is it?
It's mail. U.S. mail.
Thank you, J. Robert Knucklehead. Let me see that. Oh, the name is Hooper. Hoppity Hooper.
You're almost here, Professor.
Now put the truck in back of the house, Somerset, and then join me on the front porch.
On the porch?
Of course, Ulrich. We're going to pay a social call on this Hooper chap.
In a twinkling, Fillmore had hidden the truck, and the two rascals stood at the front door.
Who is it?
It is I, Hoppity, your long-lost uncle.
My long-lost what?
Hoppity, Hoppity, my little nephew. At last we meet again.
Again? I never saw you before in my life.
Tut, laddie. Why, I've known you since you were this high.
That's all higher I am now.
Oh, Fillmore, he doesn't remember me. I've been away too long.
You've been in the sun too long.
Well, come on in, whoever you are.
Still the same little gentleman, isn't he, Carlyle?
Hey, who's he?
Oh, I almost forgot. Hoppity, this is your cousin.
Fillmore. Fillmore Baird. Oh, he always forgets.
He's my cousin?
Remember, you said it first. Oh, a picture of your dear, dear mother.
That's Whistler's mother.
Well, any friend of yours, me boy.
That's my mother.
Of course it is.
You sure don't look alike.
Well, she took after father's side of the family.
Hey, Hoppity, you in there?
Sure, Sheriff. What is it?
We're chasing some phony snake oil peddler and his sidekick.
Phony, I'll have his badge for that.
You seen any strangers in these parts?
Strangers?
You notice the resemblance now?
No, nobody's here but some relatives of mine, Sheriff.
Okay, see you later, Hoppity.
Ooh. Yeah, that was close, Bentley.
What?
I said we were very close.
Well, Uncle,
Waldo Wigglesworth.
How long you figure to be in town?
Matter of fact, dear boy, I'm already on my way. Business, you know. Judy go.
What kind of business?
We're peddlers. Ouch.
Bunt on, please. I prefer to think of us as roving retailers. Observe our portable emporium. Everything for everybody. From pots and pans to rubber bands. From needles and pins to mandolins. And featuring Wigglesworth's Indian Guide Elixir for young and old.
Also middle-aged.
They're good for chills, fevers, warts, and broken legs. Makes a brilliant hand cream, also waxes floors shiny bright.
Gee, what's in it, Uncle Waldo?
A bare living, me boy.
I mean in the medicine.
Oh, that. Well, they're precious herbs, me lad. Special compounds of roots, barks, and berries.
I filled the bottles with water like you told me, Waldo.
Yes.
Oh, where'd you get the water?
Yeah, from that little bubbling spring out back.
Oh, no, not that.
So what's the matter?
But that's water from Ring-a-Ding Spring.
That's bad, lad.
Bad? Just look what happens when I pour some over this rock.
Gad, that's positively supernatural. It's uncanny.
And spooky, too.
Well, what in the world is the terrible secret of Ring-a-Ding Spring? Be back next time to meet Hoppity Hooper starring in The Thing in the Spring. Last time, you remember, Hoppity Hooper met those two rascals, Professor Waldo Wigglesworth and Fillmore the Bear. They were roving retailers of a remedy called Indian Guide Elixir, good for man or beast. But when the bear filled the elixir bottles with water, Hoppity was horrified.
But that's water from Ring-a-Ding Spring.
Well, the euphonious name, that.
It sounds phony to me, too.
But nobody can drink that water.
And pray tell, why not?
Well, look what happens when I pour some over this rock.
It gets wet.
No, watch.
Sure enough, as they watched, the rock underwent a curious transformation.
Whoa, Waldo, it's growing hair.
Hair.
Yes, hair. For in a few seconds, the rocket sprouted a cookie duster mustache and a small Van Dyke. Then they grew into a huge handlebar mustache and a full set of sideburns.
Dad Bradley, it's fantastic.
Now can you see what would happen if you drank it?
Yeah, I have a fur-lined stomach.
Hey, what's the matter with your grin?
Sure enough, something strange was happening to Waldo.
Gee, is he sick?
No, that just means you're getting an idea. What is it, Waldo?
I can see it now. A vision of loveliness.
What is it?
It's a bottle.
What's in the bottle?
Water from Ring-a-Ding Spring, and on the label it says...
Yes.
Cue-Ball, the miracle hair restorer. Hoppity, my lad, your fortune is made.
It is.
This is the greatest boon to mankind since the split wheat.
Yeah?
A little fanfare, Beauregard. Enough! We're off to fame, fun, and fortune.
And sure enough, in the next few days, the country was bombarded with news about Hoppity's discovery.
Frog's discovery astounds medical world. Cue-Ball hailed as scout saver. Your printer picked its Cue-Ball factory.
And the whole world immediately took Cue-Ball to its heart. Or rather, to its head.
Now you can be taller than she is.
Hey, kids, would you like to own a genuine midget sheepdog like this? It's easy. Just take one Mexican hairless and add Cue-Ball. I was a 97-pound weakling. Then I used Cue-Balls. Now I'm a 100-pound weakling. I got a 3-pound mustache.
Ladies, here's a new glamour tip. Just sprinkle a little Cue-Ball on your ordinary cloth coat. Voila! Instant mink.
Cue-Ball was a boon to subway scribblers, too. For no longer did they have to draw mustaches on pretty girls. Just a dab of Cue-Ball did the trick.
In 3D, too.
Of course, there was some resentment when a case of Cue-Ball fell off the truck and spilled all over a city street. But the quick-witted Waldo was equal to the occasion.
Good people, we will simply change the name of this street from Baldwin Boulevard to Long Hair Lane.
Gee, Waldo, everybody likes us.
No, Hoppity, not everyone. For here in his palatial home sits Cyrus Flugelhorn, the famous millionaire miser.
Look at that chart, Windrip. It's awful. Universal toupee down, federal wig down, United Scalp Wax down.
What happened, Mr. Flugelhorn?
Cue-Ball, that's what happened.
You want I should get rid of them Cue-Ball guys, Mr. Flugelhorn?
Yes, Windrip, and get rid of them permanently.
Right, boss.
And, Windrip,
Yeah, boss.
cheaply, too.
Right, boss. And the sinister Windrip slithered out into the night. Well, it looks as if our three friends have picked up an enemy, and a powerful one at that. Don't miss next time. Hoppity Hooper starring in Dressed to Kill, or Three's a Shroud. Well, Hoppity Hooper's life hasn't been the same since Professor Waldo invented Cue-Ball, the miracle hair restorer.
Give me a bottle. Here, I'll take one.
Give me 4 of them.
I want the large economy size.
Look at that crowd of suckers, customers, Osgood. This stuff is selling like hotcakes.
Yeah, well, sure. Whoever hated growing hair with hotcakes?
Little wonder Cue-Ball was so successful, for it actually did everything it was supposed to do. It not only grew hair on heads, but everywhere else. People used cue balls to repair shag rugs. They used it to turn T-shirts into Angora sweaters. One famous movie star even poured gallons of it on the ground in front of her home.
Yes. Now I've got the only blonde lawn in Beverly Hills.
What does your gardener think of that?
Oh, what gardener? I use a hairdresser.
Tell me, Miss Lavoom, do you want your lawn parted on the side or with bangs?
Hey, Waldo, that's the last of this batch.
I'm sorry, folks. That's all for today.
Oh, that's too bad. Just one more.
We better get back to Ring-a-Ding Spring and fill up some more bottles, Uncle Waldo.
No, Hoppity. First, let me wallow about in all this scratch.
Scratch?
Moolah, my boy, get us happy cabbage.
He means money, Hoppity.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're so happy, Uncle Waldo.
Well, there's only one little drawback, really.
What's that?
We made it honestly.
Well, what's wrong with that?
It's a new experience for me.
When you've been a snake oil peddler, making an honest dollar seems like cheating.
Little did our friends know that they had made a bitter enemy. Cyrus Flugelhorn, the notorious millionaire miser, whose investments in wigs, toupees, and scalp wax were now practically worthless.
You're my broker, Crudley. What's the outlook?
Mr. Flugelhorn, if it's here today, you're gone tomorrow.
Drat and double drat. Lucky for me, I sent Windrip to pay those upstarts a little visit.
But it's not one-way, Windrip. Why, he's a thug, mean, depraved.
Works cheap, too. He'll pulverize those idiots.
But a man in your position can't do a thing like that.
I know. That's why I sent Windrip.
And at that very moment, the sinister Windrip was lurking outside Professor Waldo's caravan.
Knocking over these tree patsies ought to be a lead pipe cinch. And I got just a lead pipe to do it.
Skulking to the door of the trailer, Windrip prepared to do his dastardly deed.
Somebody's at the door, Uncle Waldo.
83, 84. See who it is, Beauregard.
My name is Fillmore.
Well, both of you go, huh? 89, 90.
Unfortunately for Windrip, he hadn't figured on the hardness of Fillmore's head.
Nope, nobody there, Waldo.
But I'm sure I heard a knock. There it is again.
All right, I'll see who it is. Who is it? He's right, Hoppity. There's nobody there.
And what's more, he left his hat.
Let me see that, according to the way I figure it, the man who owns this hat is 6 feet tall with a broken nose and a mean disposition.
You found out all that from his hat?
No, as a matter of fact, he's standing right behind you.
Yipe!
All right, you guys, line up against a trailer.
He can't get us all. Let's make a run for it.
On the other hand, I'm bound to get one of you.
Don't run, fellas.
No, let's hop instead.
What?
Hop like this.
What the? Stand still, you little creep.
Well, obviously Windrip hadn't figured on our hero's agility. In a few seconds, his gun was empty and Hoppity was unscathed.
I had a line to say here, but it was censored.
Gee, that was keen.
They don't call me Hoppity for nothing, you know.
You mean you charge for it?
Well, it would seem that our troubles are over, Jasper.
Hey, you said it, Waldo. Nothing to worry.
Bunthorne, you forgot to set the brake, you addle-peg, you numbskull.
Hey, you drove it last.
Well, accidents will happen.
Yes, and it looks as if one's about to happen to Hoppity, for he's trapped in the back of a driverless truck, careening downhill to Hairpin Corner.
Makes you feel warm all over, doesn't it?
Don't fail to see our next episode, How to Straighten a Hairpin. When last we saw Hoppity, he was in a bit of a decline and going downhill fast.
You said it.
Trapped in the back of Waldo Wigglesworth's snake oil van, he was approaching Hairpin Corner at tremendous speed.
That's right.
It looks as if Hoppity is doomed.
Can't you say anything pleasant?
Well, it's a nice day for it.
Thanks.
Then suddenly the truck came up behind another car on the road ahead. A car driven by none other than One-Way Windrip, the meanie who had started the whole thing. On seeing the truck approach, Windrip swore a mighty oath.
Oh, fudge.
Too late. The next thing Windrip knew, he was a reluctant truck driver. Quickly, he applied the brakes. The truck slid sideways to the very edge of the cliff and stopped just in time.
Boy, that was close, mister, and... Oh, it's you!
You bet it's me, Lippy, and we got a little unfinished business to attend to.
And Windrip started out of the cab to attack our hero. Unfortunately, he forgot how close he was to the edge.
but now I remember.
My boy, you're safe.
Yeah, but I wonder why that fellow was out to get us.
Probably after our money, Hoppity.
But that's wrong, isn't it?
Hoppity, my boy, as you grow older, you will learn that as soon as you have any money at all, somebody's always going to try to take it away from you. And you know what we call that?
Stealing.
No, income tax.
Well, next morning, a dispirited Windrip was being dressed down by that mean miser, Cyrus Flugelhorn.
And you call yourself a thug, letting yourself be outwitted by a frog.
He got the jump on me.
Confound it, Windrip, I want to see results.
Such as?
3 heads on a platter might be nice. Now get going.
And again, Windrip slithered off. This time to intercept our friends at the source of Cue-Balled Hair Restorer, Ring-a-Ding Spring.
Easy, Ulrich. You don't have to fill the bottle so full. Skimp a little.
Gee, Uncle Waldo, it's just water and there's plenty of it.
But, Hoppity, that'd mean giving the suckers an even break.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing, I suppose, but it just goes against the grain somehow.
But just then, Windrip rolled a strange-looking object into Fillmore's view.
Hey, Waldo, I found a pineapple.
Is it right?
I think so. It's ticking.
Kick it! Pembroke, that's a live grenade!
Get down, everybody!
Hoppity's quick action saved his friends, but ruined the spring, for all the water was blown straight up into the air.
Hoppity, there's a fortune up there! We've got to catch it!
But Waldo was too late, and the miraculous hair-growing water fell untouched to the ground.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
So a short time later in the Flugelhorn mansion,
Mr. Flugelhorn.
Is that you, Windrip? Good heavens, Windrip, what happened to you?
I got the large economy-sized treatment with Cue-Ball.
You must have used up all the Cue-Balled in the world.
All except this bottle, Mr. Flugelhorn.
Ow! Windrip, you'll pay for that.
and the irascible Flugelhorn began to chase his hairy partner in crime down the street. Suddenly,
Watch where you're going, young fella. What did you say? That blamed kid's got no respect for your elders. Kids?
and Cyrus Flugelhorn looked at his reflection in a nearby store window.
By Godfrey, I do look like a young sprout. Does your mother know you're out, kiddo?
Well, that was the beginning of a new life for Cyrus Flugelhorn. He became a bon vivant, a big spender, a sparkling wit.
23 skidoo, chicken inspector.
Oh, Si, you're a cud. Well, all's well that ends well, Uncle Waldo.
Don't you have one too many wells in there?
What next?
Well, I thought we might go into business in a small way with just a pea and 3 walnut shells. Now, you just keep your eye on the little pea, young man.
Well, our friends are off on a brand new story. Be sure you see the beginning of it next time in the adventures of Hoppity Hooper.
Well, folks, it's...
Hoppity, haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. And now, here are some scenes from our next show.
It's got kind of a beat to it, though, Waldo. Listen.
Hoppity, that's it. It's a new sound. Here, put on that wig. You are now my singing sensation, Baby Hooper.
Thank you.
At this very moment, all over the world, giants of industry are negotiating deals involving vast sums of money. This, my friends, is called commerce.
So you see, JB, buying Amalgamated Steel for $13 billion would allow you to make more safety pins than any of your competitors.
It's a deal, BJ. Do you have a pin?
Here you are.
Not pen, pin.
And this vast world of commerce also includes the little village of Foggy Bog, Wisconsin, where at this moment another negotiation is going on.
So you see, JB, your purchase... I told you before, I don't want any Wigglesworth's Indian Guide election. Now get out of here.
Gee, Professor, he's got what they call sales resistance.
There is no such thing as sales resistance, Wilberforce.
Yeah, Fillmore. I keep telling you, my name is Fillmore. Fillmore Bear.
Of course it is. Now, where was I?
There's no such thing as...
Sales resistance. Right, Egbert. If there's something to sell, there's someone to buy it. Remember when I had to unload those 40,000 refrigerators?
Yeah, Professor.
Well, there's not an Eskimo in the Arctic whose igloo isn't equipped with the Wigglesworth Wonderlust.
Yeah. Imagine, Professor, all them Eskimos sitting around waiting for their refrigerators to defrost.
Yes, but lately, Alfredo, I just don't have the same get up and go.
Maybe you're getting old.
Old nonsense. It's just that peddling from door to door doesn't offer enough incentive for a creative person such as I. I was destined for a nobler profession in life, Arthur. I must go onward and upward.
Okay, let's go, Professor.
I can't. Something keeps holding me back.
The memories of long ago?
No, my foot is caught in this door. You see, Albrecht, ever since I was a small boy, I knew I was destined for bigger things than Wigglesworth Indian Guide. My mother used to tell me, Waldo, hitch your wagon to a star. And by George, this may be it. It's coming. I can see it.
Hooray!
Did you have to do that? Now I've lost it.
Jay, I'm sorry, Professor. Was it as big as a bread box?
No, wait! Coming back again.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it...
Will you stop already? This is probably the most magnificent idea I've had in my entire life. Now, where can I find her?
Find who, Professor?
I'm not going to tell you, Wenceslas. You'll just blow that stupid bugle again.
No, please, Professor. I promise I won't blow it again.
All right. Do you remember Baby Jane McConkey?
Yeah, the famous child movie star? Oh, I've seen all her pictures. Say, whatever happened to...
Well, Wensenham, the world is ready for another Baby Jane McConkey, and I, Waldo Wigglesworth, am going to discover her.
Yeah, gee, Professor, that's real exciting.
Blow that bugle again.
Professor, where are you going to find a little girl who can be a movie star?
Well, that's a good question. In a town like Foggy Bog with a population of 617 senior citizens, where in the world am I going to find my Baby Jane?
Hi, fellas. Long time no see.
Osmond, there she is!
She?
Oh, come on, Waldo.
Property! Have you ever considered having the world at your feet? Fame, fortune, your own swimming pool?
But, Professor, I have everything I could ever want right here in Foggy Bog, Wisconsin. Did you say swimming pool?
Yes, Hoppity, and much more! Candlelight dinners, Afghan hounds, Hoppity Hooper, I am going to make you a star!
Heated swimming pool?
Yes, my boy, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. You can grow orchids in it.
Is there any way in the world that Professor Waldo Wigglesworth can make Hoppity Hooper into a little girl movie star? Be sure to watch the next one of these things. Whatever happened to Baby Hooper?
here we go, kid. Back to the land of situation comedy.
As you will remember, in our last episode, Professor Waldo Wigglesworth promised to make Hoppity Hooper a star. Hoppity was a little reticent at first, but when the professor mentioned
Your very own swimming pool, my boy.
Hoppity was starstruck.
What do I have to do, Professor?
Well, first of all, we need a long blonde wig.
A long blonde wig?
Naturally, my boy, how else can you appear in my box office smash?
What box office smash?
Son of Baby Jane.
Professor?
Yes, Egbert?
Whatever happened to Baby Jane?
But, Professor, I want to be myself. Gee, I can dance and sing, and I can do terrific bird calls. Listen.
That was a bird call?
Sure, that was a Baltimore Oriole.
Sounded more like an Arizona horned toad.
It's got kind of a beat to it, though, Waldo. Listen.
Hoppity, that's it. It's a new sound. Here, put on that wig. You are now my singing sensation, Baby Hooper.
And so, almost overnight, Baby Hooper was the new croak and roll sensation.
Come on, all you folk.
Yeah, yeah.
Come and do the croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold your breath and thump your chest, and that's the way they croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Teenagers all over the nation picked up the new sound almost immediately. Hoppity's croak swept the nation.
Now, Leon, tell the class where is the capital of the United States.
D.C., teacher.
That's right, Leon. D.C. is correct.
Pardon me, buddy, but could you spare a cup of coffee? I'm sorry, but I don't have a on me.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you elect me to office, I promise to put an end to, and furthermore will increase, and you will have air in every pot.
You may not agree with what he has to say, but you have to admire his...
Come on, all you folk.
Yeah, yeah.
Come and do the croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold your breath and thump your chest, and that's the way to croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you realize, Fillmore, that we have made the entire nation Baby Hooper conscious? Our fame and fortune is made. All we have to do is sit back and exploit Hoppity Hooper.
Here comes Hoppity now.
Oh, what's the matter, Hoppity? You look a little depressed.
I want to be loved.
Loved, but Hoppity, the entire country loves you. You're getting more fan mail than Lassie.
But it's not me they love.
Well, who then, Hoppity?
It's my... I'm nothing but a new sound.
Life is but a sound, Hoppity. A poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Well, can I get rid of this blonde wig?
The wig? The wig that's part of your image, Hoppity. That wig is a symbol. What do thousands of people do when they see that gorgeous blonde wig?
They go.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it, Fillmore, how people become affected by a fad? First the twist, then the mashed potato, and now the croak. Well, old friend, I'm certainly glad that we have the intelligence not to be affected. Huh, Fillmore? Fillmore! Not you, too! Why, this is the most...
Don't tell me that you're affected by my image, Waldo.
Shut up, boy, and hand me that wig.
Will Waldo get back his voice? Has the whole world gone? Tune in next time and see, pardon me, but your image is showing. Or turn in your wig, Waldo. I'd know you anywhere. In our last episode, if you will recall, everyone was doing the croak.
Come on, all you folk.
Yeah, yeah.
Come and do the croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold your breath and thump your chest, and that's the way to croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Even Waldo was doing.
Come on, all you folk.
Yeah, yeah.
Come and do the croak.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold your breath and thump your chest, and that's the way to croak. Yeah, yeah!
Nidip, nidip, nidip.
The whole world had gone croaky. The only one who kept his wits about him was Hoppity Hooper.
Waldo Wigglesworth, you have created a monster.
Nidip, nidip, nidip.
Waldo Wigglesworth, I'll never croak again. Waldo,
Nidip.
Hoppity, realizing that Waldo Wigglesworth was beyond reasoning, sprung off in search of a cure for the whole croaky situation.
Come on, all you folk. Yeah, yeah! Come and do the croak. Yeah, yeah! Hold your breath and thump your chest, and that's the way to croak. Yeah, yeah!
Nidip, 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 nidip.
Honey, we don't do that anymore. I mean, baby, the croak is out.
the croak is out.
I mean, you are something else, sweetie. The croak went out with the chili bowl habit. There's a whole new sound called the boing.
The boing?
Boing, boing, boing.
What did she say?
She said boing. Boing?
Boing, boing, boing.
Boing, boing, boing.
Come and do the boing. It's not hard to learn. You grab your goil and take a twirl and then you do the boing. Boing, boing, boing.
And sure enough, the croak was out, and the boing was in. Everybody was doing the boing.
Come and do the boing. It's not hard to loin. You grab your goil and take a twirl and then you do the boing. Boing, boing, boing.
Then I can go back to my own sweet, lovable image. Just plain Hooper. Poor Waldo Wigglesworth.
Did you say Waldo Wigglesworth? Where is he? Boing to me.
Well,
Oh, come on, take me to him.
but...
I just knew he was near. His magnetism is drawing me to him.
But we're going the wrong way. Professor Waldo is over there.
Oh, Hoppity, my boy. I know this is going to break your heart, but... Confound it, Fillmore. I'm having a hard enough time bringing this to Hoppity without your interference.
But Waldo...
You see, Hoppity, the public is very fickle. Though I don't know how to tell him, Fillmore, I hate to see a grown frog cry. Well, Hoppity, you know, 1 minute it's the croak, and the next... Oh, you tell him, Fillmore, I just can't seem to do it.
And the next minute, it's the...
Boing.
Why, you did that rather well, Fillmore.
But I didn't do it, Professor.
Oh, my, oh, my. Susan Swivelhips, don't tell me you're the boing girl.
But who else, sweetie? Do you remember the last time we saw each other, Waldo?
Well, I can explain that, my dear.
You left me waiting at the altar.
But the sheriff was coming. We had to get out of there.
Not only did you leave me at the altar, but you left me holding a hot bottle of Wigglesworth Indian elixir. Waldo! Waldo! Boing. Boing.
Why in heaven's name did you have to blow that confounded bugle?
Because you were standing on my foot.
Will Waldo free himself from Susan Swivelhips, the boing girl? Will Waldo get off Fillmore's foot? Will Hoppity become just another teenage croak? You'll see all this and more in our next episode, Laugh and the World Laughs With You, Croak and You Croak Alone. Or, a boing in the hand is worth two in the bush. In our last episode, Waldo Wigglesworth ran into an old girlfriend, Susan Swivelhips, who he had left waiting at the altar with a hot bottle of Wigglesworth's Indian elixir. She had now become famous as the
Boing girl.
What was that for, Fillmore?
You were standing on my foot.
Well, I'll get off your foot just as soon as the boing girl releases my collar.
And I will let go of your collar just as soon as we're married.
Married? Me? I'm not the type. I'm more of a wolf, you might say. A foxy wolf.
But, Waldo, don't you want someone waiting for you when you get home in the evenings?
Well, I've already got Dinsmore here.
Someone to set you in your easy chair? Someone to take your shoes off.
Those aren't shoes, and that's me.
Even read the comic strips to you.
But Susan at heart, I'm just a rolling stone.
And Waldo slipped out of Susan's grasp and dashed away. Fortunately, Susan had thought to tie a rope around his ankle.
He's right, Susan. He's a rolling stone.
Finally, the boing girl made Waldo promise to meet her at the chapel in 2 hours.
How time flies.
Hey, we're all packed, Professor.
Packed?
Yeah, to catch the eastbound freight out of town.
No, Fillmore, I'm tired of running, tired of being hunted like an animal.
Then you're gonna marry up with Susan Swivelhip?
No, I'm going to think my way out of this predicament.
Gracious! Goodness gracious, Professor. Whatever did happen with your head there?
I don't quite know, Fillmore. I think I've blown a fuse.
AC or DC?
I shall try again. No, Fillmore, it's no use. My brain is dead. Like a battery, it needs recharging.
Don't worry, Professor. I'll have your head recharged in a minute.
Turn it off, Fillmore!
To fully charge, turn on current all the way for 1/2 hour.
Turn it off, Fillmore!
You're lucky, Waldo. You ain't got no dead cells. Gee, Professor, it's good to see you back to your old self again.
Beep, beep. Turn it off, Fillmore! Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, there you are, Waldo. Come on, we'll be late. We can't keep the preacher waiting.
Beep, beep.
Say, you really must be nervous. You look positively blue. Red. Yellow and green.
Turn it off, Fillmore!
I heard the happy news, Waldo, and I want to be the first to congratulate.
Turn it off, Fillmore! Hold on there.
The Professor! He's himself again!
Susan Swivelhips, Hoppity Hooper, do you know what you've got? A gold mine? A veritable gold mine? Hoppity, what do you do?
I croak.
And you, Susan, what do you do?
I boing.
And that's it! A croak and boing-a-nanny!
A croak and a boing-a-nanny.
A croak and a boing-a-nanny.
Certainly, you've heard of a hoot-nanny? Well, look what they've accomplished with just a hoot. We've got a croak and a boing!
So Professor Waldo Wigglesworth, Croak and Boing-a-Nanny became an overnight sensation in every college in the country.
Hush your croak, little darling.
Hush your boing, oh my dear. Hush your croak, boing, little darling, 'cause your daddy is here.
Didn't I tell you I was a star maker?
Yeah, Professor. You sure did.
Turn it off, Fillmore!
Well, folks, it's...
Hoppity, haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. And now, here are some scenes from our next show. You better notify the police.
What for? He didn't do nothing.
They'll help us find him.
Oh, yeah.
And Fillmore and Hoppity started back across the lot. But as they drew near the truck...
Oh,
Come on, Fillmore.
I don't think I'd better.
How come?
On account of something has got me by the ankle. And I think Oh!
Well, now we'll never know what Fillmore thought, for when Hoppity hopped to the hole...
It's empty. Gee, this is awful. What am I gonna do?
In the middle of Wisconsin, you'll always find con. And the greatest con man of them all is Professor Waldo Wigglesworth.
Beauregard, where are you?
Please, Professor, the name is Fillmore.
Of course it is. Well, Ethelred, how does our bank balance stand?
It don't stand, Professor. It lies down flat.
Like that, huh? Well, it would seem time to begin another Wigglesworth enterprise.
What's it gonna be this time?
Quiet, Alfredo. I think I hear it coming.
That ain't an idea, Waldo. That's Hoppity Hooper.
Hi, Uncle Waldo.
Don't interrupt him, Hoppity. He's getting an idea.
Well, I just came over to see if you fellas wanted to play ball.
What kind of ball? A foot, basket, or base?
Baseball, of course. We use the old vacant lot as a baseball diamond.
Wait, Hoppity. That's it. That's it.
What'd I say? What'd I say?
Stand back, Hoppity. He's at it again.
What is it this time, Uncle Waldo?
The vacant lot. Diamonds.
Baseball diamonds?
No, my boy, real diamonds lying about on the ground. Yours for the picking. Come on. There you are.
Gee, all I see is a vacant lot. I don't see any diamonds.
Quick, Arbogast, hand me my palette. No, that's my soft palette. Give me my hard palette.
And within minutes, Waldo had painted a sign on the side of the truck.
Big diamond hunt.
Come one, come all. $1 admission.
Keep all the diamonds you find free of charge. But nobody's ever found a diamond here.
Say not so. Look, this here is my very own diamond stick pin.
Those big things are diamonds?
No, they're glass. The little one in the middle is the diamond. Now, I cover my eyes. I throw this stick pin over my shoulder. Oh, my stick pin. Lost. Shall I ever find it?
Isn't that terrible?
Gee, I'm sorry, Waldo.
Don't be sorry. Help me look for it.
It's no use, Waldo. The grass is too long.
Well, maybe I can help with that.
How, Hoppity?
Like this.
And quickly hopping up and down on the grass with his big froggy feet, Hoppity pounded it flat as a pancake.
And there's your diamond stick pin.
You found it, Hoppity.
Say, mister, is there really diamonds on this vacant lot?
Well, I just saw one just a little while ago.
Did anybody ever really find a diamond here?
Tell the gentleman, Hoppity, did you ever find a diamond here?
Well, sure, just about a minute ago, but gee...
Hot diggity, here's my $1 admission.
That'll be another 50 cents.
For what?
Wear and tear on the shovel.
All right, there's my $1 for admission.
I'll take one of those.
I'll take one.
Come on, there's my $1.
In less time than it takes to tell, the lot was full of Waldo's customers, all trying to find a diamond. Needless to say, they didn't have much luck.
Gee, Uncle Waldo, they think there's really diamonds there.
Are you sure there aren't, Hoppity?
Well, no, but I don't think
Neither do they. You couldn't get them to stop now.
Hey, mister, there's really no diamonds here.
Trying to get this spot for yourself, huh, kid? Beat it.
So when night fell, the vacant lot was riddled with holes dug by the hopeful diamond hunters.
Gee, anytime you try to get something for nothing, you'll find somebody to give you nothing for something.
I wish I'd said that.
Now, how do we sell these holes? Do-it-yourself oil wells, maybe.
How about individual-sized swimming pools?
Not bad, Bagley.
But as Waldo spoke, a strange set of metal arms emerged from the hole he was standing by.
Fillmore, look!
Look out, Waldo!
Too late. The weird metal claws seized Waldo, and he disappeared from sight. Quick as a flash, Hoppity hopped to the edge of the hole.
Give me your hand, Uncle Waldo!
He can't give you his hand, Hoppity.
Well, why not, I wonder? We'll find out next time in Sandy Claus Strikes Again, or How's That Grab You? Last time, you may recall, Waldo Wigglesworth had turned a vacant lot into a do-it-yourself diamond mine. And when the day was over, wound up as proud possessor of 200 holes in the ground.
Maybe I could start a giant-sized miniature golf course.
But at that moment, a pair of wicked-looking claws came out of one of the holes and whisked Waldo from sight. Hoppity and Fillmore dashed to the rescue.
Quick, Waldo, give me your hand.
He can't give you his hand, Hoppity. He's not there.
It was true. The hole was empty.
But he just can't disappear like that, Fillmore.
It's not like him to leave without saying goodbye.
We better notify the police.
What for? He didn't do nothing.
They'll help us find him.
Oh, yeah.
And Fillmore and Hoppity started back across the lot. But as they drew near the truck...
Oh!
Come on, Fillmore.
I don't think I'd better.
How come?
On account of something has got me by the ankle. And I think I... Oh!
Well, now we'll never know what Fillmore thought, for when Hoppity hopped to the hole...
It's empty. Gee, this is awful. What am I gonna do?
That question was easily answered, for in the next second...
Oops!
Well, boys and girls, here we are left with a vacant lot full of holes and no more story. Unless, of course... But no, that couldn't happen, could it? I mean, a pair of claws just couldn't take us and it...
Where are we, Uncle Waldo?
We're underground, that's for sure.
How'd we get here?
Those things pulled us under.
Yes, there they were, the strange-looking metal claws. And holding on to the other end of them was an even stranger-looking creature.
Great Godfrey, who are you? My name is Gobo.
Question number 2, what are you?
Just an ordinary mole people.
Mole people?
Come this way, Earth folk.
Hey, he ran right into the wall.
Sure he did. He's got his eyes shut.
Then, as our friends watched in amazement, the odd-looking creature dug right into the side of the tunnel wall and disappeared in a few seconds.
Follow me.
Follow him they did, as the mole man dug a tunnel ahead of him.
Don't you mole people have regular tunnels you can use?
Sure, but this is a freeway.
How come you're still digging this one?
I'm taking a shortcut.
In the next moment, the mole man broke through into a large underground chamber full of mole folk, all moving about busily.
But they all keep bumping into each other.
Small wonder they've all got their eyes closed.
And that's why they got them spring-shaped tails.
Yes, it gives them a little something to fall back on.
Make way for His Majesty King Glubby the Third.
Greetings, Earth people.
We're over here.
Well, oh, so you are.
Your Majesty, would you mind telling me why you put the snatch on me and my friends?
Well, it was all that digging you were doing up there.
Well, what about it?
We got tired of ducking shovels.
Well, we didn't know there was anybody living down here.
Yes, and quite a spread to it.
Wait, it's coming. It's coming.
Now, what is it, Waldo?
Glorioski, this is an idea. This whole layout here, what a tourist attraction it would make.
Yeah?
I can see it all. For a truly different vacation, go underground. Visit the Molefolk Riviera. Spend delightful weeks close to the soil. See how the other half lives. Get away from it all. No telephones, no traffic problems, no jet planes. Just restful roots.
You think people would really like to spend time underground, Uncle Waldo?
Everybody does, sooner or later, Hoppity.
But on purpose?
Oh, I'm afraid you don't understand. We like our privacy. So, you see, I can't let you go upstairs anymore.
What?
Because you'll tell everybody that we're here, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I would. Let's face it, fellas, I'm a big blabbermouth.
So you'll just have to stay right here.
Well, our friends are really in a hole.
Did you have to say that?
But we'll see if they can make it to the top next time in 6 Feet Under or The Mole Folks at Home. Well, Waldo Wigglesworth's attempt to start a do-it-yourself diamond mine came to grief when all the digging disturbed a strange race of underground dwellers called the Mole People. Their response was immediate. Now our friends are held captive far beneath the earth by King Glubby III.
Well, if he thinks I'm going to spend the rest of my days growing mushrooms down here, he's out of his pointed head.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, Waldo?
I'm going right to the top, that's what.
But King Glubby is the top, Uncle Waldo.
Not that kind of top, Hoppity. I'm going to the top of this room and dig my way up to the surface. Give me a hand, Athelstane.
The name is Fillmore, Waldo.
This is no time to quibble. Bend over.
Waldo clambered up onto Fillmore's broad shoulders and with his cane began to dig furiously at the ceiling. But suddenly...
Look out, the ceiling's coming down. Oh! Oh!
what happened?
Offhand, I'd say you dug your way into somebody's bathroom.
I should have known this place probably has hundreds of levels to it. Calm yourself, madam. This is as much a shock to me as it is to you.
Well, excuse me. What's going on here?
Oh, nothing, Your Majesty. This lady just dropped in on us unexpectedly, that's all.
Excuse me.
You weren't trying to escape, were you?
Us? Escape? We love it here.
It's cozy.
I'm glad he keeps his eyes closed or he'd know what's going on.
Unfortunately, at that moment, King Glubby bumped into the bathtub.
Excuse me, but what's this? A bathtub?
Yeah, we play hard, but we play clean.
Besides, we thought we'd redecorate a little.
The bathtubs are just the right size for growing mushrooms, you know.
This tub is from G level. This is H level. You tried to get out through the ceiling, didn't you?
You can't blame a fella for trying to rise in the world, can you?
Besides, we couldn't find the stairs.
Guards! Guards! Excuse me. Take the Earth people to the lowest level and keep them there.
Gee, Uncle Waldo, then we'll never get out.
We've got to make a run for it, Hoppity.
They all got their eyes closed, remember?
But we can hear extremely well. After them!
Uh-oh, there's only one thing to do now.
What's that?
This.
And Hoppity began hopping rapidly from place to place.
Seize him!
But with their eyes closed tight and confused by the sound of Hoppity's hopping, the guards bumped hopelessly into each other.
Excuse me.
Now, let's get out of here.
The charge!
In a flash, our friends were out of the room and running down an underground passage, pursued by King Glubby and the guards.
After them!
Now, which way?
We got a considerable choice.
This way to the underground river.
This way to the root cellar.
This way to the salt mine.
None of them sound exactly sunshiny, do they?
Better decide in a hurry. Those spears look mighty sharp.
And who wants to wind up as an underground shish kebab?
Yike! Look at that! This way to the elevator.
At last. Get in! That was a close one. They almost had us.
I think maybe they still do.
How's that?
Look at the control panel. This elevator only goes one way.
Down!
Well, it's either take the elevator down or invite those guards to come in.
And this place is really too small for entertaining. Let's go, Hoppity.
They're going down after them.
So when our friends arrived on the next level down and opened the door...
Yike! Here they come!
Quick, close it.
Then began a frantic downward race.
I think we must be gaining on them.
Well, there's only one thing that I worry about.
What's that?
I wonder what happens when we hit bottom.
Well, Hoppity didn't have to wonder long, but the rest of us will have to wait till next time. Real Lowdown, or Hoppity Gets to the Bottom of Things. Chased by King Glubby III and his mole folks at home, our friends leaped into a nearby elevator, only to discover a remarkable thing.
This elevator only goes down.
Isn't that remarkable?
So down they went, pursued by the mole men. Down, down, down. Then suddenly the elevator crashed into an enormous spring at the bottom of the shaft. And immediately shot upward again.
Oh, podunk, frip-frap, and other expressions of regal displeasure.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What happened, Hoppity?
Didn't you hear that big sprung, Fillmore?
I thought that was me.
No, that was a big spring at the bottom of the elevator shaft.
Then you mean...
Yep, that spring sprang us back with a sprung.
You're putting me on, right?
Nope, I'm putting you off right now.
And Hoppity braked the elevator car to a stop on one of the upper levels of Mole City.
Come, Ermgard, let us not stay upon the order of our going.
Even better, let's get out of here.
The boys dashed down the underground tunnel, but suddenly...
Hold it, that sounds like somebody crying.
They're crying out loud, too.
Somebody's in trouble.
Yes, it's us.
No, wait, it's coming from in here.
Say, isn't that the mole man who captured us in the first place?
It sure is. Hey, Gobo!
Is that you, Earth people?
Yeah, what happened to you?
King Grubby got mad at me because you fellas got loose. He put me to work on this rock pile.
Making little ones out of big ones, eh?
Gee, we're sorry. That looks like hard work.
It is. I never seen such hard rocks.
How could you? You won't open your eyes.
True.
They must be on this level somewhere.
Hurry up. It's the king and them fellas with the spears.
Well, it's been nice chatting with you, Gobo, but I'm afraid we
Uncle Walter, we can't leave Gobo like this.
We can't?
We could try.
But it's our fault he's in trouble.
Oh, very well. Ulrich, grab the ball and chain.
Right, Professor.
Well, Fillmore lifted the heavy ball and chain, and the happy mole man dashed out with our friend.
Not this way. They've got this end of the tunnel blocked.
They got this end blocked, too.
Well, this is it. I want to say it's been swell working with you fellas.
But just a minute. You forget I'm a mole people.
So you're going to cop out on us, are you?
No, I'm going to dig out instead.
And Gobo did just that. He dug right through the side of the passageway, and with our friends close behind him, tunneled onward and upward, ahead of their pursuers, until they reached the surface of the ground and broke through.
Ooh. Ooh.
What are you stopping for?
Ooh. The sunshine. Even with my eyes closed, it's too bright.
Well, here, quick, put on these dark glasses.
That's better. Us mole folk can't stand bright lights.
It was true, for when King Glubby reached the surface after them...
Oh, it's too bright. Too bright. Turn it off. Excuse me. Back. Go back.
And the mole folk fell back in confusion.
In a hole, too.
Yes, a hole which they quickly filled from the bottom up.
Well, fellas, I guess we're safe.
A good guess. They were. What's more, in a few days, they even persuaded Gobo to open his eyes.
Well, one of them anyway.
And he liked what he saw.
My goodness. Everybody is in living color.
Beats the rock pile, eh, Gobo?
Oh, yes. They were terribly hard.
What kind of rocks were they?
Well, I think you Earth people refer to them as diamonds.
Diamonds? You mean that I ran away from a room full of diamonds?
Then your phony diamond mine was real after all.
And so a short time later, a solitary figure was seen digging on a vacant lot.
It must be around here somewhere. Oh, King Glubby, where are you?
There's nobody feels more foolish than a fooler who gets fooled.
Yeah. Isn't that the living end?
Well, folks, it's...
Hoppity, haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. And now, here are some scenes from our next show.
That's him, Clyde. Professor Waldo Wigglesworth. He's the one who ruined my business. How's that, boss? He grew hair on my billiard balls. That's how. And now I have to take them to the barber shop every day for a haircut. Come on, man, let's get him. I'll teach him to grow hair on billiard balls.
Uh-oh, Fillmore, like a big breeze, we must gather our forces and prepare to blow.
After them, Barney!
Looks like maybe it's time for us to go. Now I'm sure it is.
Waldo and Fillmore have been doing quite well selling Wigglesworth Indian Guide Elixir.
Guaranteed to grow hair on a billiard ball.
That's him, Clyde. Professor Waldo Wigglesworth. He's the one who ruined my business. How's that, boss? He grew hair on my billiard balls. That's how. And now I have to take them to the barber shop every day for a haircut. Did you ever try to put an 8-ball in the side pocket that's been using greasy kid stuff on its hair?
Clem, you know I don't play pool.
Come on, man, let's get him. I'll teach him to grow hair on billiard balls.
Uh-oh, Fillmore, like a big breeze, we must gather our forces and prepare to blow. After them, varmints! I don't understand why they're so upset. My elixir lived up to the guarantee.
Professor, did you ever try to put an 8-ball in the side pocket using a ball with greasy kid stuff on its hair?
Yeah, that was close.
But just then...
Fillmore, I think we are finally safe, thanks to my Wigglesworth Indian Guide Elixir.
Yeah, gee, Professor. Boy, that was a close one. Good news, Professor. I think they're gone.
Of all the stupid, moronic, imbecilic things to do, Fillmore, you and that brainless bugle are a couple of looby, noddy, dumb, noddy, tommy, noddy, noodle-foozle nincompoops.
Now, just a minute there.
Blockhead, woodenhead, bonehead.
Now, just a minute, Professor.
Scatterbrain, rattlebrain, featherbrain, giddy-brain, nuts.
Now you've gone too far. I may be all them other things, but I ain't no nut.
You are a nut, Fillmore. You're a Filbert Fillmore nut. You are a nut in spades.
That does it, Waldo. Me and my bugle are going. And good luck to you and your harebrained schemes.
Hi, Professor. Where's Fillmore?
Gone forever, Hoppity, and good riddance. Him and that stupid bugle.
You mean that you two have split up?
Split? Oh, yes, Fillmore split.
But, Professor, you and Fillmore are like ham and egg,
Arms and legs,
shoes and socks,
bagels and locks,
star and twinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. I know, Hoppity, and everything would have been all right except for one thing.
What's that, Waldo?
I can't stand him.
Meanwhile, Fillmore decided to take an eastbound freight out of town. But due to a slight miscalculation in train schedules, he was on his way to the next town on foot.
Holy smokes, it's the Fuzz.
Little knowing behind the next signboard were two notorious gangsters named Kostra and Nostra.
What is that, Nostra?
That's a big, hairy guy playing a bugle, Kostra.
You're putting me on, right?
No, he's sitting there blowing this here bugle.
Now, look. I know a bugle. If there's one thing I know, it's a bugle. I was in the army, see? And a bugle goes... And that ain't no bugle.
That's a bugle, all right. Say, he's just the guy we're looking for our next caper. Hey, big hairy fella, how'd you like to join up with us?
What do I have to do?
All you gotta do is just blow your bugle.
Just blow my bugle?
Just blow your bugle.
Do I get a coffee break?
What Fillmore didn't know was that the notorious Kostra Nostra brothers were planning to spirit away the son of multimillionaire Faubus Flytrap, the insecticide king, whose motto, "A little dab'll kill ya," was known the world over. Just how they are planning to use Fillmore, I don't quite know.
I don't quite know either.
Well, watch the next episode then, stupid.
Okay.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, do tune in to the next episode. The Icebox Caper, or Fillmore Blows It Cool. In our last episode, Waldo and Fillmore had split up. Waldo going his way, and Fillmore going his way. But it so happened that as Fillmore was leaving town, he ran into a pair of notorious crooks named Kostra and Nostra.
That's us. Say, big hairy fella, how would you like to join up with us?
What do I have to do?
All you gotta do is blow your bugle.
At last. Music lovers.
What Fillmore didn't know was that the Cosa Nostra brothers were planning on stealing the son of millionaire Faubus Flytrap and holding him for ransom.
Pardon me for seeming stupid, but just how are we going to use a bugle-blowing bear in this caper?
Look, every day Flytrap takes the kid and his baby buggy into the park, right?
Except when it rains, right.
Well, a bugle-blowing bear's quite a novelty. I mean, how many times you been in a park and seen a bugle-blowing bear? I mean, it's downright uncommon.
But he plays so downright bad.
That don't matter. Nobody's expecting chopin out of a stupid bear.
But I still don't see.
When he starts blowing his stupid bugle, all the people in the stupid park are gonna flock around him. Faubus Flytrap Jr. will be left unguarded. Then we snake him and we nab him.
Meanwhile, Waldo had a change of heart and realized that he had been harsh to Fillmore. Both he and Hoppity set out to find him.
What made me say the things I did, Hoppity? How could I do it?
It was probably anger at the spur of the moment.
No, it was anger at his bugle. You know what I called him? I called him a noodle foozle nincompoop.
Well, that was rather strong.
We must find him, Hoppity, so that I can beg his forgiveness.
It wasn't going to be as easy as Waldo thought to track down Fillmore, because he hadn't reckoned on such obstacles as Susan Swivelhips.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter, Waldo?
You gotta go back. That's what's the matter.
But I thought you wanted to find Fillmore and apologize.
Of course I want to find Fillmore and apologize, but don't you see, Susan, if she catches me, I'm a goner. I'll be married so fast it'll make your head spin.
But Waldo, think of something. Use your brain.
Hoppity, my boy, I've got it! Subterfuge!
Subterfuge?
We'll disguise ourselves.
Oh. Oh, may I see the baby?
Oh, well, certainly, my dear.
Coochie, coochie, coo.
Dip, dip.
What did he say?
He has a bad cold.
Well, you ought to keep him bundled up, honey. He's got enough bad news going for him without getting pneumonia.
Oh, yes. Now, if you'll excuse us.
Camphorated oil.
What?
Rub his chest with camphorated oil. I just happen to have some here.
Madam, that really won't be necessary. Oh, dear.
Now, big hairy fella, you see by this map here? You are to stand at this here X. When I give the signal, you start to blow your bugle.
I stand on this X and blow my bugle.
And you blow that there bugle like you never blown it before.
I stand on that X and I blow that there bugle like I've never blown it before.
Nostra, are you sure this is going to work?
Madam, I cannot permit you to rub this child with camphorated oil.
But it'll do him a world of good.
Get after him.
All right, now everybody synchronize their watches.
But I ain't got no watch.
Don't you worry about a watch. Just blow your bugle.
All right.
Not now. I'll tell you when. All right, men, let's go.
My baby!
And at that very moment, in accord with the diabolical plan of the Cosa Nostra brothers, Faubus Flytrap left for the park with Faubus Flytrap Jr.
That's my boy.
Will the Cosa Nostra brothers get away with their scheme? Will Waldo and Susan save Hoppity before the light changes? See our next episode. A lark in the park, or will the real Faubus Flytrap please stand up? In our last episode, the notorious Cosa Nostra brothers had decided to use Fillmore in their diabolical plot to steal the Faubus Flytrap baby.
All right, everybody synchronize their watches.
I ain't got no watch.
Don't worry about the watch. Just blow your bugle.
All right.
Not now. I'll tell you when. All right, men, let's go.
And at that very moment, as he did every day, Faubus Flytrap left for the park with Faubus Flytrap Jr. Meanwhile, Waldo and Hoppity, in order to escape from Susan Swivelhips, had disguised themselves. However, the baby got away from them and...
My goodness, what in the world is that? By George, it's a bugle-playing bear.
Okay, now's the time. Let's go. Now, on a caper like this, split-second timing is everything.
Hey, fellas, aren't you going to stay and listen to my encore?
Look, Fillmore, it's split time. Why don't you get lost?
Now, just a minute. Are you guys trying to get rid of me?
Yeah, sweetie. All we want you to do is blow.
All right. For a minute there, I thought you were trying to get rid of me.
Will you get rid of that creep?
Creep?
Did you think I said creep? What I said was bleep. I like the way you make that bleep with your bugle.
Yeah? Well, what's that in the blanket?
Well, as a matter of fact, nothing. Costro always carries that blanket ever since childhood. You see, he's very insecure.
Yeah. It's a substitute for when I used to suck my thumb, see?
There's something moving around in that blanket.
Well, that's me, Fillmore. See? Do-do-do-do-do. Ma-ma-ma-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Costro, you almost blew a whole kidnapping deal with your stupid dance.
Oops. Uh-huh. I knew you two was up to no good. And here all the time, I thought you liked my bugle playing.
All right, everybody back up against that fence. Hurry up. Put your hands up. Not you, stupid. You're one of us.
Oh, that's right. I'm one of them. Us. Get those hands up.
Oh, shut up and see if Falbus Flytrap Jr.'s all right.
He's all right, but man, he sure is ugly. This is about the ugliest baby I've ever seen.
Look, we didn't kidnap him to enter him in a beauty contest. Bring him over here. Oh, Kostra. You want to know why the Falbus Flytrap baby is so ugly? You want to know that, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to know that, Nostra.
Because what you swiped is not the Falbus Flytrap baby. What you swiped is a big frog.
Impossible. What would a frog be doing in a baby carriage?
How do I know? All I know is...
Hoppity!
Fillmore!
Oh, that figures. These two know each other. Why not? A bugle-blowing bear and a frog dressed up like a baby? Get over against that fence, Frog, and not another croak on you. Meanwhile, Waldo and Susan finally arrived at the park.
Oh, thank goodness he's safe. After a harrowing experience like that, it's a wonder his hair hasn't turned gray.
Big Bug! Kill Big Bug!
Well, his hair may not have turned gray, but he certainly does look different.
And he looks different because this baby is not Hoppity Hoover.
What happened to your voice, dear?
Oh, now let me explain, Susan.
Waldo!
What are we going to do with him, boss?
Get rid of him, that's what we're going to do. Because I got a feeling this frog has a big mouth.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Look at that, Susan. Hoppity and Fillmore are in real trouble.
Well, don't just stand there. Go and save them.
I cannot go and save them, Susan.
Why not, Waldo?
Because you are standing on my skirt.
Will Susan and Waldo arrive in time? Tune in to our next episode. Hoppity Hooper's blooper, or Costra Nostra does the Bossa Nova. As you will remember in our last episode, Waldo and Hoppity disguised themselves to elude Susan Swivelhips. And due to a mix-up in the park, the Costra Nostra brothers kidnapped Hoppity instead of Falbus Flytrap Jr.
Costra, you want to know why the Falbus Flytrap baby is so ugly? You want to know that, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to know that, Nostra.
Because what you kidnapped is not the Falbus Flytrap baby. What you kidnapped is a big frog.
Of course, at a time like this, you'd expect Fillmore to come to the rescue. Unfortunately, he was already being held at bay.
They're also held up against this fence.
What are we going to do with him, boss?
Get rid of him, that's what we're gonna do. Because I got a feeling this frog has a big mouth.
What Nostra did not know was that at that moment, Waldo had a sudden thought.
Susan, we must save Hoppity.
How are we going to get rid of him, Nostra?
We'll make it look like an accident. See that cliff over there? Well...
Hey, that was pretty slick, Nostra. We sure got rid of them. Now, let's get out of here.
No, I want to wait for the zonk.
The zonk?
Yeah, the zonk when they hit the bottom.
Did you hear that, Fillmore? They're waiting for us to go zonk. Make a zonk for the people, Fillmore.
They all right, Hoppity.
There. Now we can leave.
That was a zonk?
Well, it'll have to do. Let's go.
All right, get those hands up.
Uh-oh. It's the fuzz.
Hey, what do you take us for, amateurs? That's nothing but a cane.
Just a cane, eh? Well, watch this.
How did you do that, Susan?
All right, get those hands up.
There isn't even a trigger.
Will you stop playing with that stupid cane? We are trying to find Hoppity and Fillmore.
That's odd. I've had this cane for 20 years and never did that before. Oh, quite right, my dear. What have you two done with Hoppity and Fenswick?
Never heard of him. Have you heard of him, Costra?
Do you have to blow that confounded bugle, Fillmore? Can't you see that I'm in the midst of interrogating these cutthroats? Now, where was I? I'm not going to tell you again, Fillmore, to stop playing that stupid bugle.
Waldo, Fillmore isn't here. We are trying to find Fillmore.
You mean I'm imagining I'm hearing Fillmore play the bugle?
No, it seems to be coming from over there.
Oh, there you are, Wilberforce. Here, grab my cane.
Now we're in a fine mess.
Never fear. Susan Swivel Hips won't let us down.
There. Now let's beat it, Costra. Costra? Costra?
Waldo, this is terrible.
I told you, Hoppity, Susan is our only hope.
Susan is our only hope, and you tied her to a tree. Right, Nostra?
What are we gonna do now?
At a time like this, a moment of great stress, it's time to use a little brain power. Got it! Hoppity, what is it that you hoopers do so well?
Well, we,
You jump! That's what you do now, Hoppity. When I count 3, I want you to jump.
But Waldo, it's 5,000 feet to the bottom of this cliff.
I don't want you to jump down. I want you to jump up.
So Hoppity, perching on the top of Fillmore's shoulders, jumped to the top of the cliff, releasing Susan. Both of them pulled the others up and out of danger.
Ah, the Costra Nostra brothers! Caught you at last! They're safe at last.
Listen, Waldo, baby. He's playing our song.
There are some things that are more than a grown man can stand.
Don't fail to tune in next time for the further adventures of Hoppity Hooper. Our story opens today at the traveling emporium of Professor Waldo Wigglesworth, who at the moment seems to be pushing a new product.
Here it is, ladies, the 8th wonder of the cosmetic universe. A skin pack guaranteed to remove wrinkles, warts, unwanted hair, freckles, and double chins, even triple chins. It's Pack Pachyderm. Just apply Pachyderm in the jumbo size. Who's first for a demonstration?
I'll try it, Professor.
Well, it's the wife of our beloved sheriff. Madam, you've really set us a task. To make you more beautiful than you are will be difficult indeed.
You really like my face?
I can truthfully say I've never seen anything like it. Very well, Dr. Feldspar, will you prepare the Pachyderm treatment?
Right away, Professor.
Pachyderm? Fillmore, I thought we were selling Indian Guide elixir.
It's the same stuff, Hoppity. I just add this flour to it to thicken it up a little, like this. Then I put on a new label, see? Pachyderm.
You think that's ethical?
No, I think it's pretty messy. Here you are, Professor.
And now, lovely lady, let us put Pachyderm to the test. Fear not, madam. The pack lifts off neatly in a few moments, revealing a lovelier, younger you.
But if you just add flour and water, you get
They're not Hoppity. Pachyderm.
But Fillmore, you didn't add flour.
Yes, I did. See, it says here, pure sifted cement. The cement!
Oh, boy. Hey, Uncle Waldo! Uncle Waldo!
Get away, boy, you bother me. And now, madam, are you ready for the great unveiling? Very well. Ta-da! What's this?
I tried to tell you, Fillmore mixed the face cream with cement.
Great gobs of goo!
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh, this is awful. One moment, madam. One moment, madam, and you'll be free.
If we wait more than a couple of moments, we won't be.
How's that, Fillmore?
Look who's coming.
It's the sheriff.
And that's his wife under that cement.
All right, move along, you people. What are you scallywags doing?
Just a little scientific experiment, Sheriff.
And what's that?
This is my cousin, Ermentrude Pickelheimer. Just over from the old country, doesn't speak English very well.
Looks kind of familiar. Now, where have I seen that dumpy-looking figure and those big flat feet?
That was more than the sheriff's wife could stand. She swung blindly at the sheriff and pitched off the platform.
Hey, what's happening to her face?
She's just cracking a little smile, Sheriff.
Looks like she's cracking up.
And with that, the hardened cement fell from the lady's face, unfortunately taking her eyebrows with it.
Bernice, it's you!
Let's get out of here.
Why don't we take the truck, Uncle Waldo?
I don't want to be slowed down.
Charge!
And our friends went lickety-split down the road, followed by the sheriff.
Is he still following us, Hoppity?
Following? He's gaining on us.
He can't be. We just passed the county line.
So did he.
Yes, and the sheriff had good reason for his speed. He was pursued by his furious wife.
Big flat feet, huh?
Let's turn off here and fool him.
I wouldn't if I were you.
How come?
Look at that sign.
Oh, yeah. What does it say?
It says hoot and holler, keep out.
Keep out? With that poor man's Elliot Ness baying at our heels, this is no time to worry about trifles. Come on.
It's not exactly a trifle we gotta worry about, Uncle Waldo. It's a giant.
The giant?
Yep, the giant of hoot and holler.
Don't be ridiculous, Hoppity. Giants are merely mythological manifestations of primitive folk fears.
I think you better explain that, Waldo.
Too many big words for you, Nicodemus.
Oh, I understand it all right. I thought you might explain it to him.
Yike!
Oh, my sainted Aunt Agnes McGee. There really is a giant of hoot and holler. And he's enormous. Don't miss our next episode, Tree Top Tall, or Things Are Looking Up. Well, in our last episode, our friends really hit the big time, for they unexpectedly met up with the giant of hoot and holler.
He's the large economy size, all right.
Great snakes, listen to that voice, Manfred.
Shh, I don't think he knows we're here yet. Let's tippy-toe away.
Tippy-toe it is, Hoppity. Fillmore, what did you blow that thing for?
Because you are standing on my foot.
Do you realize what you've done, Bainbridge?
Yeah, I got you off of my foot.
You also drew the giant's attention to us.
Uh-oh, he spotted us. Let's get out of here.
Well, heaven knows they tried. But when Fillmore started to run, he tripped over Waldo's cave. And when Waldo started to run, he tripped over Fillmore. But just as a giant hand reached down to grab them, Hoppity Hooper bounced into the scene.
You can't catch me! You can't catch me!
And Hoppity dodged nimbly about as an enormous thumb and forefinger tried to pick him up.
Let's get out of here, Fillmore.
Hey, now wait, Waldo.
Put me down, will you? I'm wasting all this footwork.
Yeah, but we can't run off and leave Hoppity.
We could make the effort.
Yeah, but think of all the boys and girls watching this show.
This is no time to worry about ratings.
What would all them kids out there think of you if you ran away and left Hoppity with a giant?
They'd think I was a cowardly fink.
Sure they would.
And they'd be right.
No, you don't, Waldo. We're going back to save Hoppity.
Very well. Forward.
Meanwhile, back at the giant...
Boy, am I ever getting tired.
Just a little too tired, for at that moment... The giant got Hoppity.
Stay, varlet!
Oh?
Cease and desist, you mountainous mound of belligerent blubber, or you'll have to reckon with Professor Waldo Wigglesworth. And company.
Yeah, come on, pull him up. Then fight like a bear, won't you?
Step over that line, I dare you.
Oh, he's on my foot.
Turn it off, Fillmore.
Oh, yes, for heaven's sakes, turn it off. I can't stand it.
I'm free. Let's go.
Wait a minute. Did you hear what I heard?
You mean this?
No, not that.
Please don't blow that thing again.
That! Does that sound like the voice of a big, ferocious monster to you?
No, I guess not.
Hey, Shorty, are you a big, ferocious monster?
Well, no. In actuality, I'm just a big, lovable monster. But nobody ever stays around long enough to find out.
You're not ferocious at all?
Oh, heaven knows I've tried. I've really tried. I'm just not the type, I guess.
Then how come you grabbed me?
Well, I just can't stand little things hopping or buzzing or flitting around me. They drive me crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Loud noises set my teeth on edge, too.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Then we're free to go?
Oh, by all means. If you'll take them with you.
Well, let's... Uncle Waldo, what is it?
Hold it. It's coming now.
Oh, for the land's sake, what is it?
Shh. He's getting an idea.
This is it. We're rich!
Yeah, we are!
Well, practically, gentlemen, you see before you in this little gathering of 4 people, the world's greatest basketball team.
Basketball? But that takes 5 people.
With a center as big as this one, who needs 5? Gentlemen, welcome to our new basketball team, the Dribblers 5 minus 1.
The Dribblers 5 minus 1?
Oh, don't miss our next athletic episode. The game's the same, or higher sport. Well, last time around, our friends had met the giant of Hoot and Holler and found him to be the gentlest of creatures.
Unless he happens to step on you, of course.
Then he squashes you.
But gently.
Now, here's my plan. We'll form a basketball team, just the 4 of us.
How about, Mr. What is your name?
You can call me Tiny.
Tiny?
Yes. All my brothers are bigger than I am.
Hey, if we had his brothers, we could start a football team.
Oh, they're already on a football team. They're linebackers for the Chicago Bears.
Now there's a team.
Please, Egbert.
Well, Mr. Tiny, how about joining our basketball team?
Ooh, I'd be delighted. Only
what?
What's a basketball?
Oh, for sweet Nellie's sake.
And so, retiring to a nearby clearing, Waldo had to teach the giant how to play the game.
Now, the first thing you do is take the ball...
Uncle Waldo, we don't have a basketball.
I got a yo-yo.
It's not the same thing, Ethelred. Now, what do we use for... Hoppity, my boy.
Huh?
Hoppity, it's all up to you.
To do what?
Hoppity soon found out, for in a moment he found himself pressed into service as a basketball.
That's it, Tiny. Keep him close to the ground. Bring it down the court. Make like a basketball regard.
Okay, Professor. How's this?
Ouch!
What happened?
I think he booted the ball, Waldo.
My, that's smart.
All right, let's try it again.
How do you like being a basketball?
It has its ups and downs.
All right, Tiny, shoot! Sensational, Tiny. You'll make Wilt the Stilt wilt.
There's just one problem, Uncle Waldo. Where are you going to find a pair of size 97 and a half basketball shoes?
Where else? In a shoe store.
But, mister, that's in my sign.
I need those shoes. How much?
Well, about the $50 ought to do it.
Sold. Here, $5 in cash and $45 in tickets to the game tonight. Take it down, Marmaduke.
Right, Waldo. But the name is Fillmore.
Get your tickets right here for the game of the century, folks. The Dribblers 5-1 versus the Swamp City Beavers. Hurry, hurry, hurry. The game is about to start. This way, sir. Yours is the third seat over. Play ball! Pass it here! Pass it here!
Well, what a game that was. The Swamp City Beavers were good, but every time they made a shot, 2-ton Tiny would stick his finger up through the hoop, and the ball would bounce out. On the other hand...
There you go, Fillmore.
Okay.
Fillmore, you can't dribble while blowing your bugle.
I know. It makes it all soggy.
Here, Tiny.
Yay!
When the game was over, Swamp City was swamped 102-2.
I dropped one ball in the wrong basket.
Well, from that moment on, the Dribblers 5-1 were the new sensation of basketball. They beat every team in the country and soon became world champions. They even played the Harlem Globetrotters with one hand tied behind them.
My bugle hand, too.
Naturally, they were called on to make speeches.
I owe my success in basketball to living clean, thinking straight, training hard, and being 32 feet tall.
They even made commercials for television.
Hey, Hoppity, are you still washing your gloves with that greasy kid stuff?
Sure. They're kid gloves.
Oh. I've used this razor blade 22 times, and it still works.
But you don't shave.
No, I use it for sharpening pencils.
But then one morning, Waldo received a note that drove the roses from his cheeks.
Egad, look at that, Hoppity.
Leaping horny toads, what are we gonna do?
Well, I know what I'm going to do.
And Waldo did it. He fainted. Well, what can be in that mysterious note? We'll find out next time in Waldo the Weeper, or The Balls in the Other Court. Well, our friends joined with 2-ton Tiny, the giant of Hoot and Holler, to form a basketball team called the Dribblers 5-1, and soon soared to the top of the basketball ratings. But at the pinnacle of success, Waldo received a note which moved him strongly and horizontally.
Uncle Waldo!
He's fainted, Hoppity.
Let me see that note. It's from 2-ton Tiny. And it says, I quit. Goodbye. Jumpin' Jenny Wren, this is serious.
Oh, Hoppity, I had the most awful dream. I dreamed that Tiny quit the team.
That was no dream, Uncle Waldo. He did.
But we've got a big game tonight. We're playing the All-Stars in a benefit. I mean, it's a worthy charity.
Where am I?
Right behind the 8 ball with the rest of us.
But I wonder why Tiny's leaving us.
Let's ask him.
But why are you quitting, Tiny?
I won't stay in a place where people sell other people.
People sell people?
Yes. Look at that.
Giant sale. Big, big bargains. But that doesn't mean they sell giants, Tiny.
They're not selling midgets. And how about that one?
Giant clearance. Everything must go.
I can take a hint.
You mean?
I'm going.
The timid giant lumbered slowly out of town, leaving our friends in a quandary.
This ain't a quandary. It's a chili bar.
Meanwhile, in the locker room of the All-Stars...
Well, boys, my idea worked.
That big lummox has left town. Now remember, the only player they got is the frog. Concentrate on Hoppity.
Yes, they'll concentrate on Hoppity, and let's face it, Fillmore, we are not very good players.
Oh, I don't know. Listen to this.
Basketball players, I mean.
But Waldo!
Shut up and eat your beans, Tamerlane, and...
What is it, Waldo? You got a hot enchilada?
Move the plates, Fillmore. He's getting an idea.
I got it!
What?
Mexican jumping beans.
Mexican jumping beans?
Like those there.
Ain't they kind of little to play basketball, Waldo?
Yes, but you're not, Fillmore. Oh, miss, a large bowl of jumping beans for my friend.
Si, senor, right away.
Waldo, I don't think...
I know, and it's just as well. Keep your fingers crossed, boys.
I can't, Waldo.
Why not?
I keep dropping my fork.
Under Waldo's watchful eye, Fillmore devoured a huge bowl of Mexican jumping beans.
How you feel, Fillmore?
Just great.
Then, in just a little while, it was game time.
Whatever you do, Fillmore, stay under this basket.
Sure, Professor.
Boy, those All-Stars sure look tough.
Well, the All-Stars did concentrate on Hoppity, all 5 of them.
Golly, I don't have a chance. Help! Here, Waldo!
But, of course, Waldo missed the ball, and it bounced into the hands of a charging All-Star. Down the court he went, stopped, shot for the basket, and then... Yes, Fillmore knocked the ball right back out of the basket. And from that moment on, no matter how carefully the All-Stars aimed and shot, not one ball got through the hoop.
That's what I call using your head, Fillmore.
No, Hoppity. It's what I call using the old bean.
The score was 0-0 with 5 seconds to go when a loose ball. Waldo picked it up, glanced at the charging All-Stars. Ah! Terrified, he threw the ball into the air, and it swished through the hoop just as the game ended.
We win 2-0.
Yay! Next day, by request, our friends were on their way back to Foggy Bog, Wisconsin. A lot of planes were flying that day, but there was no mistaking the one our boys were on. You will tune in again soon for the further adventures of Hoppity Hooper. Won't you?
Looks like maybe it's time for us to go. Now I'm sure it is.
Before we begin our story, let's look at our cast of characters, shall we? First, here's Hoppity Hooper, our hero.
Hiya, hero worshippers!
Next in line is Fillmore, the strongest bear in captivity.
Captivity, Wisconsin, that is.
And last but not least, here's Waldo Wigglesworth. He too is famous.
True.
Waldo's well-known features look down from the walls of post offices and police stations all over the country.
That's him, officer. That's the one. I'd know that foxy look anywhere.
After him! Well, lads, here we go again. Into the truck.
They're getting on us, Waldo.
Quick, Casimir, get the secret weapon.
That's a secret weapon?
It's an inflatable Waldo.
An inflatable Waldo?
Yeah, a balloon shaped just like Waldo.
A balloon shaped...
Will you stop repeating the dialogue and pull the lever?
Okay.
Quick, toss it out.
There he is, standing by the side of the road.
Careful, boys. He's tricky.
He looks dizzy, Captain.
He did it that, for a strong breeze began to blow the Waldo balloon along the road.
He's making a run for it.
Stop! Stop or I'll shoot.
Gee, I only tried to wing him.
You got him on the rise, Chief.
I always heard Wigglesworth was full of hot air, but this is ridiculous. Meanwhile, our friends, safe at last, had stopped to let their truck cool off.
Gee, Uncle Waldo, why was that man so mad at you?
Just because I sold him 1,000 gallons of pure, sparkling well water.
Well, what's wrong with that?
It was supposed to be an oil well.
Oh.
Just a slight misunderstanding, Hoppity. Oh, how long must I be persecuted by the minions of the law?
Well, as the fellow says, if you can't lick 'em, join 'em.
What was that?
I said if you can't lick 'em, join 'em.
What does that mean, Hoppity?
I don't know, Fillmore. It's just what the fellow says.
But of course, Hoppity, that's the way to keep on the right side of the law. We'll become detectives ourselves.
You mean like on television?
Exactly. We'll be private eyes.
I can't be a private eye, Waldo.
How come?
I got 2 stripes. I gotta be a corporal eye.
But Waldo insisted, and in just a few days' time, their medicine show truck had been turned into a traveling detective agency.
The I Spy Detective Agency. Waldo Wigglesworth, Chief Snoop.
And here comes our first client. Get ready, Alfredo. Welcome, sir. What can we do for you?
I just lost my bowling ball. Can you find it?
Lost articles? Kindly step into our Swami's parlor.
Swami?
Yeah, that's me.
The Swami is in a trance.
I could tell.
Swami, do you see this gentleman's lost bowling ball?
Yes. I see it before me now.
You do? Where is it?
Right here.
Oh, but Denver, that's remarkable.
Here, this is for finding it so quickly.
Oh, thank you.
And this is for taking it in the first place.
Confounded Beaufort, I told you to pick up a crystal ball.
Crystal balls are harder to pick up, Waldo.
You mean they're scarce?
No, I mean they don't have them little holes in them for your fingers.
Hey, look, here comes another customer.
But this customer's request wasn't going to be as easy to fill as the first.
Is this the I Spy Detective Agency?
At your service, sir. I spy. We never sleep.
We may doze off from time to time, but...
My name is Badly Bent, with a hyphen.
Gee, that's too bad.
And I want you to find the lost Duchess of Dashit Hall.
The lost Duchess of Dashit Hall?
You lost a Duchess?
Seems a bit careless somehow.
But at that moment, a sinister figure outside lobbed a large, round object at the window. An object with a fuse attached to it. And it isn't a crystal ball or a bowling ball either. Don't miss our next episode, The Lowdown on the Blow-Up, or... Hallelujah, I'm a bum.
Well, here we go, kid. Back to the land of situation comedy.
And all the news that's fit to see.
Well, at Hoppity's suggestion, Waldo has joined the forces of law and order by organizing the I Spy Detective Agency. And already they've got a big case.
I want you chaps to find the lost Duchess of Dashit Hall.
Duchesses are our specialty.
They are.
But at that moment, a mysterious figure tossed a large bomb with a sputtering fuse right at the window of the truck.
Let's get out of here.
No, we mustn't panic. Let's remain calm.
But.
Now, the thing to do with bombs is to put them into a bucket of water, right?
Right you are, old bean.
Quick, Desmond, get a bucket.
Okay, Waldo. Let's see, now where did I put that bucket?
Hurry, Fillmore!
Let's see, is it in here? No, that's the ironing board.
We gotta put out the fuse. Couldn't we use something besides a bucket?
It really isn't correct, old boy.
Here's the bucket.
Now fill it with water.
Waldo, you know we don't have running water in the truck.
There's a little stream just down the hill.
Right.
You see, Hoppity, you've got to be calm about these things.
But that fuse is getting mighty short.
Here you are, Waldo.
Wait a minute, that bucket's empty.
I wonder why.
I think this is why.
No bottom.
Oh, my goodness. Now what?
Isn't that infuriating? Things like this never happened to James Bond.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Yes?
Why don't we just do this?
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
He's already done it, Egbert.
Oh, yeah.
Now, why would anybody want to toss a bomb into here?
Well, it certainly helped the plot.
Besides that...
But who did it?
Well, gentlemen, you certainly have a choice. These criminals are all after the missing Duchess. They were just trying to frighten you off the case.
They did a pretty good job, too.
Come on, Fillmore, be a man.
Actually, I'm more of a bear.
All right, now tell us about the Duchess. How tall is she?
She's 12 feet tall.
12 feet tall?
Gee, that's twice as tall as Fillmore.
And I'm big for my age.
Well, that reminds me. How old is she?
120.
Well, I'll say this. She'll certainly stand out in a crowd.
But while Waldo was taking notes, a short distance away, a mean-looking band of cutthroats and thugs were listening to the leader of their gang, Lime Juice Louie.
Well, it seems that Froggy Type and his friends are out to find the lost Duchess. All those in favor of chastising him say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Why do you vote no, Muggsy?
On account I don't know what chastising means.
Well, chastising means... and this. And this. Now, do you know what chastising means?
I think I get the general idea.
Now, let's see if I've got the picture. The Duchess is 12 feet tall, 120 years old, and was last seen wearing a hoop skirt and a powdered wig.
What was she doing in America, Mr. Badley Bent?
She was on loan from Great Britain.
What?
It's simple, Hoppity. We send them our old missiles, and they send us their old Duchesses.
Oh.
So our boys set out to find the lost Duchess of Dashitt Hall. First, they searched all the beauty parlors. They checked all the ladies' Turkish baths. They even kept track of all the bargain sales.
I tell you, I saw this hat first. No, you didn't, dearie. I saw it first.
Ladies, I was wearing it when I came in.
You came out of this.
Well, Mr. Badly Bent, we tried anyway.
Gee, we should have been able to spot a 120-year-old lady who's 12 feet tall.
Yeah, with a hoop skirt and a powdered wig.
And don't forget the big gold frame.
What gold frame?
The frame around the picture.
Wait a minute. You mean the lost Duchess of Dashitt Hall is a picture?
Well, she certainly is. And there she goes now. She's being spirited away by Lime Juice Louie and his gang.
Perhaps he's right. We'll find out next time in Portrait of a Thief or Lime Juice Louie Gets Framed. Well, in our last episode, we finally met the lost Duchess of Dashitt Hall. She was indeed 12 feet tall, 120 years old, and surrounded by a solid gold frame. For the lost Duchess was really an enormous full-length oil painting worth a fortune.
And right now, she's in possession of Lime Juice Louie and his band of cutthroats.
That's us.
Heavens, that was Lime Juice Louie and his band of cutthroats.
I heard the man.
But perhaps the audience didn't.
Well, let's get after him.
The charge.
Hey, Louie, what's the idea of driving right by those guys? Now they're chasing us.
Correct. They're chasing us right into a trap.
What kind of trap, boss?
Observe closely.
Oh, Frip-Frap, a detour.
Well, we can't stop now. Drive on, Stanislaus.
My name is...
Well, ta-ta, ducks.
Yeah, we'll see you later, fellas.
Oh, I'm afraid not, Muggsy.
How come?
Take a deco at that.
Oh, horrors. Our friends have been decoyed into driving onto a set of railroad tracks.
Now, let's see. This detour ought to take us by way of Mont Chunk and Kennebunkport.
It's sure a smooth road for a detour, Waldo.
What was that?
Just a grade crossing. The grade crossing?
Yike, we're on the railroad track.
Quick, turn the wheel, Eustace.
I can't, Waldo. We fit too tight.
Gee, what do we do if a train comes along?
We better decide in a hurry, chaps. Here comes one now.
Step on it, Bunthorne.
The name is Fillmore.
It's going to be mud if you don't beat that train. Go!
And Fillmore pushed the gas pedal to the floorboard. Slowly, the truck pulled ahead of the speeding train.
Now, there's something you don't see every day, Chauncey.
What's that, Edgar?
A truck on a railroad track being chased by a train.
Oh, I don't know, Edgar. Happens all the time on the Bullwinkle show.
True.
We're winning, Uncle Waldo. We're pulling ahead of the train.
But just then...
Oh, what is it, Fillmore?
I don't know, Professor.
I do. Look, we're running out of gas.
And the train's gaining on us.
Well, there's only one thing to do. I'm gonna jump for it.
And leave us to our fate? What kind of a hero are you?
A smart one. You see that switch up ahead there?
Yeah?
I'm gonna jump for it.
What have you missed?
You'll just have to change the name of this program to the Waldo Wigglesworth Show.
Good luck, Hoppity.
The Waldo Wigglesworth Show.
Hoppity climbed out onto the running board, crouched, judged the distance, and at precisely the right instant... Yes, the train was switched onto another track and roared out of sight while Waldo's truck coasted safely to a stop.
Everybody okay?
Hoppity, my lad! You've saved our lives! You're a hero! Give him a fanfare, Beauregard!
Shucks, it was nothing.
There's only one thing that puzzles me, though.
What's that?
I wonder where that train is going to wind up.
I'll tell you where. Right in the middle of another program entirely.
Well, all's well and ends well, I guess.
What do you mean, ends? You haven't found the lost Duchess yet.
Gee, I almost forgot.
And here's your chance, gentlemen, for here she comes now.
Yes, far down the road, Lime Juice Louie's car was hurtling toward them.
Gee, they'll have to go under that bridge, Uncle Waldo.
Hoppity, are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
I think so.
No, Hoppity, it's too dangerous. I forbid it. I put my foot down. What's that for?
You put your foot down in the wrong place.
Well, what dangerous scheme does our hero have in mind? We'll find out next time in What's Cooking or Hoppity's Plots and Plans. Our boys are hot on the trail of the lost Duchess of Dashet Hall, a valuable painting stolen by Lime Juice Louie and his gang. Now, Louie's car is approaching an overpass on which our friends are waiting.
No, I won't let you do it, Hoppity.
Do what, Waldo?
When that car goes under the bridge, I'm gonna swing down and grab the painting.
But that's dangerous.
But we'll save the painting.
It's foolhardy.
We're out with those crooks.
It's out of the question.
We'll get a reward.
Let's go.
So, when Louie's car went under the bridge...
Hi, what happened?
We've been on Froggle, that's what.
You did it, Hoppity.
Okay, fellas, pull me up.
But the painting's too heavy. We can't lift you both up.
Drop it, Hoppity.
No, sir. Now that we've got it, we're not gonna let go of it.
Maybe Mr. Badly Bent could help us, Egbert.
Yeah, I'll go ask him.
No!
Oh, Mr. Badly Bent.
No, go!
What is it, Fillmore?
Never mind.
Meanwhile, the gang had turned their car around and were heading toward our hero.
Hi, they ain't here.
True, the only person near the bridge was a sign painter who was lettering a billboard.
They must have snuck off on a side road, Louis.
Well, on with the chase. Yoicks, tally-o, and all that rot.
Did it work, Hoppity?
Like a charm, Uncle Waldo.
Quick, into the truck. And on to Dashet Hall.
And a short time later, our friends entered Dashet Hall, ancestral home of the Earl of Cloves.
There you are, sir. The Lost Duchess returns.
I say, chaps, that's splendid. Now let me just get rid of that dreadful painting.
You didn't want the picture?
Of course not, little green one. I wanted the frame. It's solid gold, you know.
Oh, boy. What about the reward?
Oh, yes, of course. Tell you what, you can have the picture.
Thanks for nothing.
He ain't exactly a heavy tipper, is he?
Well, anyway, we got this keen big picture.
Oi, chaps. I'm from the Manchester Guardian. Like to take your picture for the morning edition.
Why, certainly, young man. The name is Wigglesworth, W-I-G.
Doesn't he sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I think it's really Alfred Hitchcock.
No, but I've heard that voice somewhere.
Now, I'd like you to pose with your hands up in the air, please.
Our hands in the air? Why?
This is why.
It's Lime Juice Louie.
What do you say, Hoppity? Shall we jump him?
No, I think we ought to put our hands in the air.
He can't get all of us.
Hoppity's right, Fillmore. Put your hands up.
Well, that takes care of Lime Juice Louie.
It also takes care of the Lost Duchess. So what are we going to do with a painting with a big hole in it?
Leave it to Uncle Waldo, I guess.
Hmm?
Look.
Yes, Waldo was getting an idea. And so now, if you happen to be in Foggy Bog, Wisconsin, any Saturday afternoon, drop by the fairgrounds and you'll hear...
Step right up, folks. 3 sponges for a dime. Dunk the Duchess and win a prize. Right this way.
Oh! Oh! Oh, this is most humiliating, Hoppity.
You mean getting hit with sponges, Louie?
No. Working at an honest job. It just ain't my nature.
And as the sun sinks slowly behind our soggy scenery, we take leave of our friends once more. With saddened hearts and tear-filled eyes, we...
Wait a minute. We're coming back again with another story.
Sure, we'll be back before you can say toy boat 3 times real fast.
Toy boat,
Well, watch for the further adventures of Hoppity Hooper. Toy boat. Tordo boy.
Toy boy.
Fillmore, you're getting a little flabbier on the midsection there. I believe it is your patriotic duty to do a little exercise.
Easy there, Professor.
In fact, Fillmore, do you realize what year this is?
It's leap year.
No, it's the year of the Olympics. A year when men and women in top physical condition turn out and pit their strength and skill in various competitions to capture the most treasured of all prizes.
What's that, Professor?
The laurel wreath. I can see it now, Feldman. The color, the pageantry, the cheers of the crowd as the winner crosses the finish line. And do you know who that winner is?
No, Waldo. Who is that winner?
You, Fillmore, you are that winner.
But, Professor, I don't think I'm the athletic type.
Nonsense, Fillmore. You're just a little bit out of condition, but with me as your trainer, we'll have you in running size in no time at all.
I don't know, Professor.
First of all, you will have to give up blowing that bugle.
Blowing my bugle?
Yes, it's gotten to be a habit. Then we'll put you on a diet, 1 carrot a day and a glass of water.
But, Professor, I don't like carrots.
So Waldo put Fillmore through a vigorous training program to prepare him for the Olympic Games.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sure enough, through Waldo's diet of 1 carrot a day and plenty of exercise and giving up bugle blowing, Fillmore didn't lose any weight, but he was very tired.
Fillmore, you are down to running size. And not only that, you have given up the bugle-blowing habit.
I had to give up the bugle-blowing habit. I don't have enough to blow it.
Think of the laurel wreath, Fillmore. Now the event in which you will excel is the 100-yard dash. There now, on your mark, get set, go! That's it, boy! Pull! Pull! Pull!
How did I do, Waldo?
Well, let's see. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. I tell you, Fillmore, that was pretty good for a first try, but I think maybe we'd better try the hurdles. Well, I guess we can forget about the hurdles.
Maybe we could forget about the whole thing, Professor. Where's my bugle?
Oh, never say die, Fillmore. We still haven't tried the field events. The broad jump. Now, the one thing to remember about the discus, Fillmore, is that it's all form. Just watch me. The one thing to remember about the discus is to let go of it. Well, so much for that. A little too dangerous for you, Fillmore.
Still undaunted, Waldo had Fillmore try the pole vault event.
Where have I failed? Where have I failed?
Maybe I'm just not cut out to be a track man, Waldo.
But, Fillmore, you would have been the first bear to win a laurel wreath. Don't you understand? You would have been a credit to your species.
But, Waldo, there's not many bears who play the bugle.
Yes, thank heavens for that.
What's the matter, fellas?
Waldo's dejected because I couldn't pole vault over that bar up there.
Oh, that?
Yes, you see, Hoppity, I've been training Fillmore all week to be a great track man, and... Hoppity, where is he, Fillmore?
I don't know, Professor. He was here a minute ago. He just jumped and...
That's it! He jumped! He not only jumped over the bar, he did it without a pole, and he jumped right out of the stadium. Do you realize that we have the greatest jumper of all time here, Fillmore? The only problem is, where the devil did he jump to?
Just where did Hoppity jump to? Tune in to the next episode, Look Before You Leap, or it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that spring. In our last episode, if you were paying attention, Fillmore was a complete flop as an Olympic track star.
Where have I failed? Where have I failed?
But when Hoppity tried to show him how to clear the bar of the pole vault, a bird swooped down and snatched him and carried him out of the stadium. In fact, the bird carried him all the way to Boise, Idaho, before it dropped him off on the outskirts of town.
I can't understand what happened to Hoppity. He was here a minute ago.
Yeah, he was standing right there, and then he jumped and disappeared. It's very unusual.
Well, very odd. He was there 1 minute, and the next minute, poof, no Hoppity.
Hello. Yes. Yes. So, just a minute. Hold on, please. That's for you, Professor.
Oh, thank you, Fillmore. Hello? Isn't that a coincidence? We were just talking about you. Where in the world are you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, that's ridiculous, Hoppity. How did you get there?
Well, I jumped and...
Hoppity's in Boise, Idaho. It says he jumped there. He jumped there? Stay right there, Hoppity. We'll come and get you. Do you know what Hoppity has just done? He's jumped from Madison, Wisconsin to Boise, Idaho, and he didn't even use a pole.
The winner of the pole vault event with the new world record. Just a minute, they are going to measure it again so that there can be no mistake. Yes, here it is, folks. A new world record of 27 miles, 14 feet, and 6 1/2 inches.
And he didn't even use a pole. Fillmore, we've got to take the first train to Boise, Idaho. We are about to manage the greatest living athlete the world has ever seen. What are you doing all cramped up in that phone booth, Hoppity?
Well, you told me to stay right here.
How are those legs, boy? All cramped up in that phone booth. Don't just stand there, Fillmore. Carry him.
But I can walk all right.
Nonsense, my boy. Do you want to ruin a pair of $1 million frog legs? Tell me, how did you manage to jump like that?
Well, I just jumped, see, and this big bird came along
Yes, I imagine you saw a lot of interesting birds on your jump to Boise. Isn't that just like a true athlete, Fillmore? Unpretentious, unassuming, modestly talking about the birds he saw on the greatest jump in history?
But this huge bird, oh, it was horrible.
Now the first thing, Hoppity, is training. You must get to bed early, get plenty of sleep.
There it is!
There what is?
The giant birds!
I do think that jump has affected Hoppity's brain. I think, Hoppity, you have a mild case of the bends going up that high in the sky.
You didn't see the bird?
Of course we didn't, because there is no bird. It's just a figment of your imagination.
Hoppity was not able to convince Waldo that he really didn't jump all the way to Boise, Idaho, that he was carried there by a big bird. And so Waldo started to train Hoppity for the Olympic Games.
Come on, Hoppity, jump. Please, just a little jump.
But the bird, the big giant bird.
Fillmore, we have to get Hoppity over this obsession he has about seeing a big bird.
Yeah, maybe if I blow my bugle.
Confound you, Fillmore. You've just given him added traumas, as if we don't have enough to worry about with his bird fixation. Now, look, Hoppity, it's easy. Just watch me. You just take a little run, and then...
I told him, the giant bird's got Waldo.
And so, finally, Waldo began to wonder if Hoppity's story about a giant bird might possibly have some truth in it. Where is the giant bird taking Waldo? Back to Boise, Idaho. Tune in to our next episode. Waldo, Waldo, wherefore art thou, Waldo? Or Wigglesworth visits Birdland. Our last episode had Waldo teaching Hoppity how to jump, which is rather like bringing coals to Newcastle.
Look, Hoppity, it's easy. Just watch me. You'll just take a little run and...
But in the middle of Waldo's jump, a giant bird swooped down and spirited him away.
I told him, the giant bird's got Waldo.
And Waldo began to wonder if Hoppity's story about a giant bird might possibly have some truth in it.
You don't exist. You don't exist. You are a figment of my imagination. But you're the biggest figment I've ever seen. Oh, say, Big Bird, why do you do that?
Do what?
Go around flying off with people like that?
Strange you should ask.
What?
Well, just the other day, somebody asked me the same question.
It does come to mind, you know.
I guess I just never really thought much about it in that light before.
This is not only a giant bird, this is a giant gnat.
I've always done it, really. Ever since I was just a little old fledgling. I started out with the little things, bugs, grasshoppers. But as I got older, things just started getting bigger and bigger. And I just couldn't stop. I couldn't kick the habit.
Well, you're a bird with a problem, all right.
If I could break you of that habit, will you help me find Hoppity and Fillmore?
Would I? Anything? Anything, sir. If you only knew how I tried. What can I do?
It's all in your mind, Big Bird. Just repeat over and over. Big birds do not grab people. It is not a nice thing to do.
Has a catchy ring, don't it? Big birds do not grab people. It is not a nice thing to do. Yes. Big birds do not grab people.
Meanwhile, Hoppity and Fillmore started out in search of Waldo. However, they had no idea in the world as to where to go.
Fillmore, if you were a bird, where would you go?
Boise, Idaho.
So Hoppity and Fillmore went to Boise, Idaho, where they searched high and low, mostly low.
Pardon me, sir. Have you seen a fox with spats and a cane accompanied by a rather large bird?
Get out of here!
Well, at least one thing we know. They're not in Boise, Idaho.
So Hoppity and Fillmore continued to search for Waldo, not knowing that at the same time Waldo and the big bird were searching for them.
Fly up a little higher so I can get a better look.
We've been to 337 towns, Fillmore, and not a trace of Waldo. And just when I was starting to get the hang of pole vaulting, too. Fasten your seatbelt, Fillmore. They've sounded the alarm.
That was me, Hoppity.
Why did you blow your bugle at 30,000 feet, Fillmore?
Because Waldo and that big bird are right outside the window.
Where?
Strange, I could have sworn I heard a trumpet. You don't suppose you've flown a little too high, do you, bird? That's Fillmore. I could tell that sound anywhere. Fillmore, where are you, boy?
Hoppity!
Fillmore, you're not going to start with that nonsense all over again, are you?
But Waldo just went by the window. He even tipped his hat to me.
Big Bird! Big Bird! I'm falling! Catch me, Big Bird! Big Bird, grab me!
Big birds do not grab people. Big birds do not grab people. Big. Oh, I don't know how to thank you, Professor.
What?
For helping me to break my habit. I have no desire at all to swoop down and grab people. And I owe it all to you.
Just me, Big Bird! Grab me!
Oh, no. One grab leads to another. And then the next thing you know, I'd have the habit again.
Just this one!
Has Professor Waldo really broken the big bird's habit of swooping down and grabbing people? And if he has, what will happen to Waldo? Don't miss our next episode, Big Bird is Watching You, or How's That Grab Ya? In our last episode, Hoppity and Fillmore were searching for Waldo and the Big Bird, and Waldo and the Big Bird were searching for Hoppity and Fillmore. When it looked as though they were finally going to be reunited, 30,000 feet in the air, Waldo lost his footing and...
Hoppity!
Fillmore, you're not going to start with that nonsense all over again, are you?
But Waldo just went by the window. He even tipped his hat to me.
Big Bird! Big Bird, I'm falling! Catch me, Big Bird! Grab me, Big Bird!
But Waldo had broken the bird of the habit of swooping down and grabbing people.
Big birds do not grab people. Big birds do not grab people. Oh, I don't know how to thank you, Professor, for helping me to break my habit. I have no desire at all to swoop down and grab people. And I owe it all to you.
Just me, Big Bird! Grab me!
But nothing Waldo could say would make the big bird take up the habit again.
You say there was a fox who pole vaulted out of sight this morning?
Yes, sir. He just seemed to take off.
I can't accept that.
Look, here he comes now.
You're not hurt, are you? Of course not. How could anybody get hurt after falling 30,000 feet? 30,000 feet? Now, I don't want to get your hopes up because I still have to check the old record books. But I think you may have broken something.
And I think I broke my leg.
No. I mean, I think you have broken the world's record. Doesn't that make you feel wonderful?
I feel terrible.
Listen,
With a vault like that, I think we have a good chance to take the pole vault event in the Olympics.
Well, I don't know. With those new glass poles.
Nonsense! I don't care what kind of poles they use. 30,000 feet is going to be pretty hard to beat. Say, Fox, how would you like to be our entry in the pole vault event in the Olympics?
Not very much.
Why not?
Well, that was the first time I tried it, and I didn't like it very much.
But you owe it to your country. Why, with a little training, we may even have you jumping 30,000 feet, 11.5 inches. Did you ever think of that?
I wish I'd never started this whole Olympics business in the first place.
So the Olympic Committee put Waldo into training. They had him do push-ups, sit-ups, knee bends, elbow bends, bicycle, and many other exercises too numerous to mention.
Waldo, what are you doing here?
Yeah, the last time we seen you was 30,000 feet up in the sky.
Well, this big bird, you see, it had its problems. Oh, never mind. You never believe it anyway.
Well, what are you doing in a tracksuit?
It seems I'm the great white hope in the pole vault event. The Olympic Committee thinks I've pole vaulted 30,000 feet in the air. Look at these papers.
Waldo Wigglesworth pole vaults 30,000 feet.
The Russians claim he was not wearing regulation shoes.
Just think of the embarrassment when they find I can't even jump 5 feet.
It's the giant bird!
Listen, big bird. Remember when I asked you if I broke you of the habit of grabbing people, would you do me a favor?
Yes, yes.
Well, here is what I want you to do.
Do you think it'll work, Waldo?
Of course, with my mastery of theatrical makeup, it can't miss. There, a little mascara here, a bit of putty there, and
a big fake nose?
And you have my doppelganger, my boy, a facsimile of Waldo Wigglesworth.
The next contestant, Waldo Wigglesworth, will attempt to pole vault 15.5 feet. This is his first try.
Well, gentlemen, I think it's time to make a few changes in the pole vaulting rules.
I think it's time for us to leave. But you know, Hoppity, there's one thing I've learned from all this.
What's that, Waldo?
It's not that you won or lost, but how you play the game.
And how do you play the game?
He cheats.
Well, folks, it's...
Hoppity, haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. And now, here are some scenes from our next show.
Amazing. He must have been placed there by the spirit guide, Mojambo.
Mojambo?
Yes. Oh, great Mojambo, spirit guide, will you please materialize? Ooh. Oh. That's very good, Fillmore.
That just looks like a big bear with a sheet over it to me.
Oh, the nonsense.
If it's a real ghost, let's see you walk through it.